Hello and welcome to English Time with Ben. I am Ben from the United States. I am happy you are here today. Today is a new lesson about driving experiences. Today I will talk about words and sentences you can use to talk about driving. I will give many examples. I will help you practice. The language is simple. The sentences are short. You will hear many useful phrases. Driving can be a daily activity. Driving can also be a memory. People like to tell stories about their driving. We will learn how to talk about a first drive. We will learn how to describe a road trip. We will learn how to tell a story about a car problem. We will learn how to ask and answer common questions about driving. We will practice simple past and present sentences. We will learn words for parts of a car. We will learn expressions for traffic and weather. We will learn to say how we feel when we drive. First, we will learn some common words and short sentences. I will say a word and then a simple sentence. Listen and repeat in your mind or out loud. Car. I drive a car. Driver. The driver sits in the front seat. Passenger. A passenger sits in the back seat. Steering wheel. I hold the steering wheel. Gas pedal. I press the gas pedal to go. Brake. I press the brake to stop. Seat belt. I wear my seat belt. Engine. The engine makes the car move. Tire. A tire can be flat. Spare tire. I keep a spare tire in the trunk. Trunk. The trunk holds bags. Mirror. I check the mirror. Side mirror. I use the side mirror to see cars on the side. Rear view mirror. I check the rear view mirror. Turn signal. I use the turn signal to show a turn. Headlights. I turn on the headlights at night. Parking. I need to find a parking spot. Parking lot. The parking lot is full. Parking meter. I pay at the parking meter. Traffic light. I stop at a red traffic light. Stop sign. I stop at the stop sign. Highway. I drive fast on the highway. Freeway. The freeway has many lanes. Lane. Stay in your lane. Merge. Merge when it is safe. Exit. Take the exit to leave the highway. Toll booth. Pay money at the toll booth. Road trip. We packed bags for the road trip. GPS. The GPS gives directions. Map. I look at the map. Route. I choose a route. Detour. A detour is a different route. Traffic jam. A traffic jam is when cars stop. Rush hour. Rush hour is a busy time in the city. Accident. An accident can block the road. Flat tire. A flat tire can stop your drive. Tow truck. A tow truck helps a broken car. Gas station. I stop at the gas station to fill the tank. Oil change. A car needs an oil change. License. You need a driver license to drive. Permit. A permit lets you practice driving. Instructor. An instructor teaches you to drive. Manual. A manual car has a clutch and gears. Automatic. An automatic car has no clutch. Clutch. Press the clutch to change gears. Gear. Shift gears when you drive a manual car. Speed limit. Follow the speed limit. Seat. The seat should be comfortable. Child seat. A child seat keeps a child safe. Horn. Use the horn to warn other drivers. Windshield wipers. Use the wipers when it rains. Fog. Drive slow in fog. Ice. Be careful when the road has ice. Snow. Snow makes driving hard. Rain. Rain can make the road slippery. Sun glare. Sun glare can make it hard to see. Road sign. A road sign gives information. Yield. Yield to other cars. Roundabout. Slow down in a roundabout. Pedestrian. Watch for pedestrians. Crosswalk. Stop at the crosswalk. Bicycle lane. Watch for bikes in the bicycle lane. Carpool. Carpool is a group drive with friends or coworkers. Rental car. A rental car is a car you rent. License plate. The license plate shows the car number. Registration. Registration proves the car is legal. Inspection. A car inspection checks the car condition. Insurance. Insurance helps pay for damage. Seat position. Adjust your seat position. Mirror position. Adjust your mirrors before you drive. Now we will look at useful sentences to describe driving experiences. I will say a sentence and then a similar sentence in the past. Repeat in your mind or out loud. I learned to drive. I learned to drive when I was a teen. I take driving lessons. I took lessons with an instructor. I practice in a parking lot. I practiced in a quiet parking lot. I feel nervous. I felt nervous on my first drive. I feel calm now. I felt calm after many drives. I drive in the city. I drove in the city every day. I drive on the highway. I drove on the highway for the first time last year. I drove at night. I drove at night and the road was quiet. I had a flat tire. I had a flat tire on the highway. I called for help. I called for help and a tow truck came. I went on a road trip. I went on a road trip with my friends. We stopped for gas. We stopped for gas and we ate a snack. The weather was bad. The weather was very bad and we drove slow. I used the GPS. I used the GPS because I did not know the route. I parked close to the store. I parked close to the store and I walked to the shop. I had trouble parking. I had trouble parking in a busy lot. I learned to parallel park. I learned to parallel park with practice. I passed the driving test. I passed the driving test and I felt happy. I obey the traffic rules. I obeyed the traffic rules and stayed safe. Now I will give an example of how you should introduce yourself. Listen to this monologue. You can practice by repeating lines and speaking with a friend. I will speak slowly. I will use simple sentences. After some lines, I will ask you to repeat. You can pause the video and repeat a sentence that I said. Hello, my name is Anna. I am from a small town. I learned to drive when I was 16. My first car was old and blue. I remember the first time I drove on the highway. I felt my hands shake on the steering wheel. I looked in all mirrors. I used my turn signal for every lane change. I stayed in the right lane at first. I followed the speed limit. The traffic was heavy. It took me 1 hour to get home. I called my mother when I arrived. She said she was proud of me. Repeat this line with me. I learned to drive when I was 16. Repeat now. My next memory is a long road trip. I drove with 2 friends. We packed sandwiches and water. We played music in the car. The landscapes were beautiful. We saw mountains and lakes. We stopped at small towns. We slept in a motel one night. The car was full of laughter. We shared driving. Each of us drove for a few hours. We switched drivers at gas stations. We checked the map and the GPS. We found a quiet road. We drove slow and enjoyed the view. I will say a short line. You can pause the video and repeat a sentence that I said. We drove slow and enjoyed the view. Repeat the line now. One day I had a flat tire. I was on a country road. I pulled over to the shoulder. I put on the hazard lights. I took the spare tire from the trunk. I changed the tire with help from a kind man. He showed me how to use the jack. I learned a new skill that day. I was calm and I thanked the man. I kept a small tool kit in the car after that day. I also learned to check tire pressure. Repeat this short sentence. I changed the tire with help from a kind man. Repeat after me. I drove in heavy rain once. The wipers worked fast. The road was slippery. I reduced my speed. I kept more space from the car in front. I turned on the headlights. The rain made the windshield noisy. I felt a little scared. I took a rest at a cafe until the rain stopped. It was safe to wait. Now I will say a short practice conversation. You can use this with a friend. You can pause the video and repeat after each line. Hello, my name is Anna. I am from Texas and I love driving. Nice to meet you, Anna. I am Ben. I drive every day for work. Where did you learn to drive, Anna? I learned to drive in a quiet town. My father taught me at first. Do you like driving on the highway? Yes, I like the highway for long trips. I enjoy the view and the speed. Have you ever had car trouble? Yes, once I had a flat tire. I fixed it with help. After that, I carry a tool kit. Do you prefer automatic or manual cars? I prefer automatic cars. They are easier for city traffic. What is your best driving memory? My best memory is a road trip with friends. We saw beautiful places and we laughed a lot. Now I will give more short sentences you can repeat alone. I will speak slowly. Repeat each sentence after me. I always wear a seatbelt. I check my mirrors before I drive. I use my turn signal to change lanes. I obey the speed limit. I do not use my phone while driving. I stop at red lights and stop signs. I slow down in fog and rain. I keep a safe distance from other cars. I look for pedestrians at crosswalks. I park in the right space in a parking lot. Now we will practice telling a simple story about a driving experience. I will give one story with short lines. You can pause and repeat each line if you want. I will begin the story. Last summer I drove to the beach. The sun was bright. I filled the tank the night before. I packed sunscreen and hats. I left early in the morning. The road was clear. I stopped for coffee on the way. I saw a sign for a small cafe. I parked and I walked inside. The cafe had a view of the sea. I felt happy and calm. I drove on and I reached the beach by noon. The day was perfect. Repeat one line. I left early in the morning. Repeat now. This story helps you practice past simple verbs. I drove, I packed, I left, I stopped, I felt, I reached. These are common verbs for telling stories. Now I will give tips for safer driving. These are short and easy to remember. Always wear your seat belt. Adjust your seat and mirrors before you start. Follow the speed limit. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. Do not use your phone while you drive. Take rest breaks on long trips. Check your tires and oil regularly. Keep an emergency kit in your car. Use headlights in poor weather. Be patient in traffic. Now I will give a few questions you can ask someone about their driving experiences. Use them to start a simple conversation. When did you learn to drive? Where did you practice driving? What was your first car like? Have you driven in another country? Do you like driving in the city or on the highway? What was the scariest driving moment for you? Have you ever had to change a flat tire? What do you do when you are tired while driving? Do you prefer to drive alone or with friends? What is your favorite road trip memory? Practice these questions with a partner. Take turns asking and answering. Keep your answers short at first. Then add more details as you feel ready. Now I will return to a short practice sequence. I will say a sentence. You repeat. This is good for speaking fluency. I drive to work every day. I prefer to leave early to avoid traffic. I listen to music while I drive. I enjoy a quiet car on a Sunday morning. I take a long road trip at least once a year. I check the weather before I drive long distances. I keep water and snacks in the car. I plan stops on a long trip. I use a map or a GPS to find the route. I always drive with care. You can pause here and repeat any lines you want. Try to say them from memory. Then play again and check your accuracy. Now one more short story to end the practice part. This is about learning to park. I learned to park in a small space. The first times I felt nervous. I stopped and I tried again. My instructor said take it slow. I used the mirrors and I opened the window. I looked back and I moved the wheel little by little. I adjusted the car and I fit into the space. I felt proud that day. Practice makes parking easier. Repeat this line. Practice makes parking easier. Repeat now. We have covered many words, phrases, questions, and short stories about driving experiences. You can use these in real life. You can tell a friend about your first drive. You can ask about a road trip. You can explain a car problem. The sentences are simple and useful. Now I will end with a short final practice. I will say 5 lines. Repeat each line after me. I enjoy driving with friends. I am careful when I drive at night. I check my car before a long trip. I learn new driving skills with practice. I am ready for the next road trip. That is the end of the lesson today. Thank you for listening and practicing with me. That is all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching and do not forget to subscribe. See you next time.